Good morning, guys. Welcome back to another video. Today is Tuesday. Time is about 10:59, about to go on 11 o'clock. It's been a busy morning here. Got some emails and messages answered, and also got the screen burn for the order that we have to work on today. This is going to be 255 sheets of white ink, and we also have to get the sheets cut up for the customer, since the customer paid us extra to have us cut them up rather than them. That is a service that we offer if any of you guys are interested, by the way. But still got to get the DTF printers up and running. Just a few orders on customs, and then we have some WW transfer orders that we need to get printed so that we can ship those as well. Shouldn't be that bad of a day. Later on this afternoon, I kind of want to spend some time working on a blog post to post to our website so that we can try and drive more people to our website, get that search engine ranking up. I'm not trying to let that go to the back burner this week. If you guys, or this year, sorry. If you guys happen to miss my last video, I went over 8 goals that I have for the business going forward in 2024. And SEO is going to be one of those goals, even though I didn't explicitly mention it. We just want to continue working on it because that's something that you just got to keep cracking away pieces of the marble, and soon enough you'll have your finished sculpture one day at a time. So that was a pretty good analogy. I feel like I just came up with that off the top of my head. But yeah, so I got to tear down the order that we still have on the auto right now from yesterday. We are printing some samples, so I have to get this torn down, and the order is white ink, like I said, so we're gonna have to change the flood bar on that and then load up the screen and get printing on these. So going to be a good day. Let's get started. All right, so first things first, we got to take off the squeegee because we won't be able to slide the frame out as the squeegee is too low and it'll get caught on these edges right here. So to take the squeegee out, you just release these 2 pins that are on each side. And then what I like to do is put the carriage in the up position. And what this does is it just gives me a little bit of extra room underneath the screen to kind of pull the squeegee on out of the gates that it's in right now. So with the squeegee free, I can kind of pull it out nice and easily, trying not to get any ink on the actual machine itself. But now that the squeegee is free, we can start working on the flood bar. And for this, I actually do like to bring the carriage back down and then make sure that the press is in the off position and pull it over the wet ink right there, just to kind of make things a little bit easier on myself. Not going to have to deal with all that wet ink, even though there's still a whole bunch on there. And then this is actually what we are going to have to switch out for the white. So we're going to have to put a white flood bar on here, take the black one off with these 3 bolts, and then we can swap on the white one. So I'm going to go ahead and put up the black squeegee, swap this out with the white one, and then take the frame itself off of the auto. To take the frame off, it's actually really simple. If you guys have ever used a manual screen printing press, you're probably familiar. They're just these knobs, you loosen them, except there's 4 rather than the typical 2. If you have side clamps, you might have 4, and then it can just nice and easily slide out. Super simple. All right, let's go ahead and start removing these bolts so that we can take the black flood bar off and switch it out with the white one. I know I've complained about this before on the channel. I just really wish that I could have bought like a whole assembly rather than the actual flood bars itself. But when I was talking to the support for the company, this is all that they said that they could ship me. Because the machine that they, oh my god, I just dropped that screw in the ink. Oh my goodness, that's not going to be fun. But yeah, so they don't have any of the machines that they can actually like make this part for and to sell me. So that's rather unfortunate. I have to just make do with this, but whatever, we take it as we can. And then something else that I like to do to kind of keep the work surfaces clean is if you guys do have a screen printing shop, you know how common transparencies are if you don't have one of the what is it, an eye color or something, the thing that prints directly to the screen. So if you don't have those and you're still using transparencies, you know that you probably have a ton of extra ones. So rather than using some like paper towels or I don't know, some other scrap waste thing, I just try and use the old transparencies to kind of keep my work surface clean and just keep the time that it takes to clean up after we do one of these change outs as low as possible. So I'm going to go ahead and get these guys put back on, and then we'll be able to start loading up the new screen. All right, so the same way that we took the old screen off is going to be the same way we put the new one on. We're just going to slide this on in there. There we go. And then we're going to go ahead and register this to the to the lines on the pallet. All right. And this press really makes it like very easy to get things in registration. Not much to it, especially when we're doing single colors. It's basically just making sure that it's like centered on the palette. So now that we have the screen on, we can go ahead and tape off those registration marks, because if not, the ink will bleed through the screen and then get onto the palette, could get onto the paper, and that's just something that we're not going to want. So we're going to tape these guys off. And then there's also the exposure calculator down here, so just stuff to got to make sure that does not get printed. Now with that, bring the carriage back down, grab that white flood bar, pull the head assembly forward just a little bit, and now we're going to go ahead and get this guy attached. It's just two simple clasps, nothing really to it. So now we're going to turn the machine on, bring the carriage up. That puts the squeegee holders in the up position. Again, just something to do to make our life a little bit easier when we're getting the squeegee on there. So now let's go ahead and install the squeegee. Put the clips back on, and boom goes the dynamite. We are ready to ink up the screen and do our test print. So let me go grab the white ink and we'll get going on this. Okay, got the white ink all nice and stirred up. It's getting chilly in Texas, so the white ink is getting thick, and making sure that we give it a good stir before we get working with it is an absolute must. And it's not even that cold here. Those of you who work in like 30, but where it gets below freezing, I don't know what you guys do. You must have like HVAC in your shop or something to keep the inks at a relatively room temperature. But all inked up now. I'm gonna go grab a couple of test pieces and then we'll see what we're working with. Are we gonna be good to get going on this or what? I actually just forgot. I gotta get the dryer turned on. So I'm gonna flip this guy on and grab the test prints. A couple pieces of paper. Let's go ahead and see if this lines up or if we need to move the tape up or down. Looks good to go. All right, flood hold up. That's going to send the head all the way up there and it's going to ink up the screen. So when I pull the carriage up, it's going to do what I just said. All right, with the screen all inked up, we're good to do our first test print. So let's see what we're working with. All right, I can already see we're going to have to give this another hit. I think we're going to have to increase the pressure definitely, because we were just working with black ink before this, so it was still on those settings. The white ink, man, it requires so much more pressure than color. And I can still see in the screen it looks like there's a couple places that still don't want to clear. So I'll give it one more hit and then put on a new piece of paper, see what we're working with. All right. Yikes, there are some problems. Hopefully we can get these guys resolved. I think we got most of them out except that one on the left side. Oh, all right, with that one we cleared it. All right, that's interesting. Not quite perfect yet. So we'll go ahead and try again. I think I am going to make another pressure adjustment. See if that does the trick for this. I'll show you guys on the next one. Actually, I'll show you guys right now. what the actual problem is. All right, so this is not going to be easy, but I'm going to do my best. So you see how there's just like some like ridges and what looks like unevenness going on the E and the S in there. So let me show you. So that's basically what it's supposed to look like. It's supposed to look nice and even and whatnot. But then when you move over here, something just is not quite working out with this side. So I increased the pressure because it is on that far side. It could be a pressure issue. So let's see if this fixes my problem. Alright, it does look a little better, and what I'm looking for here, in the screen you can kind of tell when it hasn't quite cleared it. I'll see if I can show you guys here in the next one, and of course when I want to show you it does clear. But looking through it on the viewfinder, I don't even think I would be able to get that for you guys. So let's take a look at this one, and that does seem to be better. We got it looking even, and it seems like increasing the pressure did the trick. So now I'm gonna just give this a quick look through, make sure everything looks picture perfect, and if so, I got to get all of the sheets counted out over there, and then grab Michaela and we'll get working on these. All right guys, a little bit of time has passed. Time is 12:12. We got the DTF printer up and running with today's orders. Not too many, like I said, just a few from that came in last night. And then we also have some WW1s coming down the pipe later for some other orders that have to go out. So we'll just leave this guy running while we print the screen print transfers. I also got all of the sheets counted out. I have them separated into bundles of 50, and then I have the first bundle already ready to go. So let's get a time lapse set up and get working on this first bundle. Not going to be the most fun, but I'm going to put on the Acquired podcast. I'll put up a little thing for you guys so you can check out what I'm listening to. If you guys want to listen to it yourself, it's a really good podcast, and I do recommend it. So without further wasting time, dilly-dallying, let's get this guy knocked out. All right guys, a little bit of an update. Time is 12:43. Things have not been going well. We're probably 30 sheets in, and that problem that I showed you guys earlier kept on cropping up, and I think it's just because we're not hitting enough of the pressure on that far end of the design. So I'm just going to burn another screen and shift the transparency over on the screen a little bit. I tried moving the screen itself over just a little bit, but I was running into a couple of problems with the flood bar hitting the edge of the screen. So I'm just going to burn another one right here. It's actually done exposing right now. So I'm going to pop it out, get this guy washed, try again. I would have just probably dealt with it if it was only like a 50 to 100 sheet order, but since this is 255 sheets, I don't want to have to deal with something like this for that long. All right, just took this off of the washout booth. Everything looks good. And this one, this is hopefully going to be the one that gets us through the job. But as you can kind of see, I'm not sure if you can really tell, it is just a little bit justified to the left. Not completely center in that, and that's hopefully going to be the little trick to help alleviate this problem. And the main issue here is actually that it just takes me probably nearly double as long to do it, because when that problem does crop up, the way that I fix it is by hitting it again. And hitting it again is another index on the press, so it's probably like 10 seconds. And that's just going to eat into our time. 10 seconds over 200 more sheets, not something that I want to do. So we're going to take a little bit of time out right now, burn this new screen, pop it on, and then hopefully we'll be able to smooth sail through the rest of them. But this are what we've gotten so far. Nothing to be impressed with. Pretty lackluster pile. It's been annoying to say the least. That's why I was like, I'm not going to deal with this. We'll just go ahead and burn another screen. So let that guy dry, pop it on, we'll see how it works. All right, guys, time is 1:11. Got that screen loaded up on the auto, and all I have to do is ink up. But let's see how this one goes. Hopefully all of our problems are gone, and we can just get this guy going and get the order all wrapped up. Ah, man, today is not going my way. All right, guys, this is the first print that I've done since loading up, and I only did 2 hits on this and achieved a perfect print. So let's just keep our fingers and toes crossed that this holds out for the rest of the sheets that we have to do. And man, let's not give it any more opportunities to mess up. Let's just get started on this right now. All right, guys, 138. Got the first stack done, so that means we only have 200 left. So we got 50 in each pile. Let's go ahead and grab the next pile, get started on these guys. They're going, especially with this new screen. I can't complain. Really glad I took the time to do that. All right, guys, 154. Got that stack knocked out real quick, it seems. And this is what we're working with. This is the finished pile, and they are coming out nicely. As you can see, I'll set up a time lapse shooting this so you guys can kind of see how they look as they come out and how we grab them at the end. But you know what this means? Time for another stack, and then right now we only have 150 left. So after we get done with this stack, we will be over the halfway point. Zoomed in. All right, guys, we are making good progress now. Time is 2:15. Got another stack done, coming for another one. And then after this one, only 50 sheets left. So we're in the home stretch here. Like I said, over halfway. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that little time lapse with the conveyor dryer. But yeah, things are just going well. Can't complain about anything, honestly. Got a podcast in. Kayla's talking to her brother. Things are just moving, man. Alright, guys, going for the last stack here. Let's go. 50 left and we'll be done with this. Okay, guys, what you are looking at right there is a finished pile. 255 plus probably like 5 or 10 extras. Finished transfers. So now all we have to do is get these guys boxed up, and then they will be out of our hands and with UPS. Not too bad, all things considering, but I don't know, whenever we get orders probably over 200 sheets, just really feels like it took the wind out of you. So got to get that order boxed up. Still have to get the film cut on the DTF printer and get all of these orders packaged up. We're just waiting for the heater to finish up, coming back up the temperature, because it finished up while we were running that job and we didn't want to come over, stop what we were doing and cut it. So just turned off the heater and put the DTF printer in like kind of sleep mode. We capped off the capping solution so that the nozzles don't dry out in case we wanted to print something else, and then if not, we could just leave it for overnight. And that's how that's typically what we do to shut down the DTF printers at the end of the day. So what I have to do right now is not the most fun or glamorous, but I have to go through these labels right here and print around probably 250 of our instructions that we send along with every package so that the customers know how to apply the transfers. So we've been out for a little while now, so I'm just going to go ahead and restock us and print off some of these labels. So I'll show you guys what I typically do for that. So I have one of the tubes from the old rolls that I keep left over. That's a little insider tip. I got a few of them because the whole thing kind of doesn't really work the best if you don't have one of these rolls. You can still do it, it's just a little more annoying. Let me see if I could get you guys like a more level surface. That's better. Okay, so I'm just going to feed out a few and then grab a piece of tape to secure it to the roll. Now I'm just going to attach the labels to the actual cardboard roll. It would be probably helpful if I showed you guys what I'm doing rather than telling you. So I just took a piece of tape here, connected it to the cardboard roll, and now as it prints out, I'll start rolling them up. So let's get this going. Okay, and they're off. But yeah, guys, thank you to those of you who watched yesterday's video. Like I said, it was about 8 goals that we have for the business going forward. And if you did watch that, you know, if you haven't watched it yet, make sure you guys go watch that. It was a good video. But if you guys did watch that, you know that one of the things on there is we're going to be relocating our headquarters. So with that, it was just, I did allude that we found this really nice location, and it is a superb location. It's just, it's quite a big step up. I would like to go tour it, and I just have to call the listing agent back. He called me yesterday, and I haven't had the time to call him back, so hopefully I can do that on the way home today in the car. But yeah, it's just, it's a big step up, and I don't know, I was talking to Michaela about it. It's going to be another big step for the company, and for us, it was just like, we haven't had one of these in a long time, it feels like. Probably I would say the last big step that we really took was honestly getting this location. You could argue maybe the DTF printers and getting the auto was another big step, getting our second DTF printer and getting the auto. But it's just one of those things that, I don't know, it just makes you a little nervous, kind of gives you a little bit of that self-doubt, but just got to cherish or persevere through it and know that you're capable of doing it on the other end. I mean, we've made it this far. There's no saying what the limit is, right? So just one of those things I wanted to talk to you guys about, see if any of you kind of deal with the same thing and what you guys typically do. But I think another thing probably adding on to it is that we're at the beginning of the year, and typically at the beginning of the year sales are a little slower, and that's what we're seeing. So it's got me all worried that we're not going to be able to achieve these big growth plans that I have going for the year. But just got to remember that this has historically been a pretty low time of the year. And it's not just our business or my industry. It seems like it's other businesses as well, except probably like workout stuff like gyms. Them, it's probably like some of the best time. But that actually was pretty nice having that little chat with you guys, because now I printed 250 labels and I didn't even really think that I was doing anything. So usually this sucks. Thank you guys for listening. But yeah, like I said, I do want to really tour the place, see what's what in the location. I just don't, it's like, I don't want to get my hopes up, you know, in case, like, I don't know, I guess I'm afraid of something not happening with it, but that's not the right attitude. Just got to get it done, and the only way to get it done is to get after it, right? So got all of the labels all ready to go, so I'm going to put these guys onto the roller here, and that way we'll have fresh access to labels again. Yay! Okay, so now Michaela is going to finish cutting up the DTF transfers. I'm going to work on getting the boxes and the labels bought for the orders that we're going to be shipping today, and then hopefully by the time I get done with that, Michaela will have the orders cut up and we can combine forces, get the orders put in boxes, and maybe get out of here in the next 12 minutes so that we get out of here before 3:30. and we can beat the Tuesday traffic, because I still got some work to do later tonight. I was supposed to, my day completely got messed up. So this morning I was supposed to be working on that 255 sheet order, but things just took a lot longer. We had some quote requests and emails that I had to respond to, so I didn't get started on that till like 11 o'clock. And by the time we actually started printing, I think it was around noon. So that was the time I was supposed to finish, and then I was going to use the afternoon to work on a blog post to post to the website, like I said. So none of that stuff happened. I'm going to have to work on that later tonight when we get home. So I'm going to try and get home, beat the traffic so that I can get started on that, and then still try and have some sort of relaxation tonight before the next day. I don't know about you guys, but it's just like when you like get up, go to work, and then like get home, go to sleep, and go to work again, that's just not the right like thing to lead to a good mindset and to lead to productive work. So just try and give myself a little bit of downtime each day to reset and prepare for the next productive day. All right, guys, 3:30. As you can tell by this blinking light, my microphone is about to die. So rather than leave you guys without an outro, I'm going to end the video here. We just have to finish getting those boxes packaged and the orders shipped out. Gonna get those dropped off to the UPS store probably, because our UPS guy hasn't showed up just yet. So we'll get them dropped off to the UPS store, and then that'll be it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate each and every one of you who made it this far to the end of the video. If by some chance you aren't already subscribed, please hit the subscribe button down below. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like on it. And guys, I will see you in the next video.